A very good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to another live session of Getty Talks. My name is Shilpi. I'm the Relationship Manager with the Global Education and Training Institute. Well, this afternoon I have the CEO and founder of Inner Genius in Bangalore, Mr. Anand Reddy. And he has done his management from IHM Chennai, from where he was directly picked up during the placement by the Taj Group of Hotels. And he was also promoted to be a regional manager. And then later on, as he has reached where he is today. So basically, his inner genius focuses on coaching business owners to take their business to next level, and training teachers on enhancing the quality of learning of their students, and coach parents to bring out best in the child. So basically, you are a coach. So Mr. Reddy is here to talk about how to make the learners, an independent learner by working on something known as Smile. Which is self-managed in-depth learning. So, Mr. Reddy, thank you for joining in the disruptive education movement started by Dr. Sunita Gandhi. And please do let us know about this acronym SMILE. Further.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you very much, and my thanks to Sunita Gandhi ji as well as the whole organization of the Global Education and Training Institute platform. You are bringing many people and many viewpoints so that we can make education as what the education should be, though you are calling it as disruptive education, because yes, the models that are existing now needs to change completely. And I really salute the organization GETI for making this happen and bringing a lot of things into the awareness of the people, because as we get the awareness, and then we can start looking at picking and choosing the best and taking it forward and make it into the way education should be. All right. So when we talk about how the education should be, the main focus of education has to be the learner. You can call child or student, or if you are working already, I am sure you also want to learn something more than what you already know. That's a natural trait. And there are so many sayings which says that if you are not learning, then you are not growing. If you are not growing, and that's equal to death. The life is equal to growth, and every one of us strive to make our tomorrow better than today. We want our children to be better than us. This is an innate quality that we have. We could call this as ambition, we could call this as vision. So if we talk about that, GETI is doing a wonderful job, and I'm a founder of Inner Genius. And at Inner Genius, we talk about giving the best to each learner and then bringing out the best in each learner. Now, how can we make that happen? When we talk about it is each learner. No, it's each child, each student, or each learner, and what is the best that we can give and what is the best in them that we can bring it out. So that is what is the origin or the genesis of SMILE. So let me just take this forward with sharing a little bit about my own life story. I am born and brought up in a family of teachers. My grandfather, my maternal grandfather, was an excellent teacher in our school in my native town called Hosur, not very far from Bangalore, where I live today. Sorry. So, I was completely brought up in that house. In fact, if my mother and grandmother are together, only then I would differentiate between them. Otherwise, I used to call my grandmother as mother. Now, my grandfather was an excellent teacher, but he had a small challenge. So because he's an excellent teacher, a lot of children used to come for tuitions. I was a small child growing around, playing around in the place, and the tuitions would be happening there in the house. Now, he had in those days, it was considered okay. And then he was, spare the rod, spoil the child. He would put his heart and soul in giving the best. But if the child is not responding, he would, hit them. And so that would put fear in the child. My English today and my arithmetic and mathematics and whatever I have done, the foundation is by my grandfather. So I'm always grateful for him. But what used to happen, the children who were supposed to learn were afraid. Whereas I was playing around in this thing. So he would ask questions for those students. Just by being around in that space, I would answer those questions. So everybody around called me a genius or an excellent student or a very brilliant person. And I say I became brilliant because I was called as a brilliant student. In other words, it's called the self-fulfilling prophecy. Right, a beautiful movie of My Fair Lady is made on that particular part of it. So this is how the whole thing. So I have always been an excellent student thanks to the environment and where I have done. So as from there I moved ahead. When I started my journey in the Taj Group of Hotels, part of Tata's, emphasizes on continuous learning and development. The learning and development department was so strong, and so that is why I also chose to move from operations to learning and development, and I became a regional manager of training and development at Chennai. Once again, I worked in Bombay and various places. From there I went abroad and I came back. When I came back, I had chosen to dedicate myself, and I worked as a principal in a couple of colleges, and then I was also dean in a K-12 school. So I come from a hands-on experience of what is happening from both India and abroad. That's my quick background. So when I started my upon returning to India, I started as a visiting professor, and then I went into the class, and then I did so many things in the class coming from there. I did not know that in the education system, those things were not done. In those times, even now it is happening as more often. In those days it was not. I did not know, and I did it. So I made the students to take the responsibility for their learning, and that is where it started. So let me now expand on what is SMILE. See, SMILE is all about is self-managed in-depth learning. So we'll begin with learning. Right, when someone is a student or when you want to learn something, you are a learner. Now, here is my simple question that I am asking for you. So maybe you can put in the chat, and Smriti can help me to see our answers for that. If you are hungry and I eat the food, will your stomach be full? Yeah. So if you say yes, no, let's just know about it. Is it possible? Right? Just type yes or no. Let's know. Yeah, Smriti, anyone is responding? Okay. Anyway, let's move on. So it's a very it's a very simple question. I eat, your stomach is not full. All right. If you are hungry, you need to eat. Similarly, I don't know something and you have learned it, or you are an expert in it. Can I do the work? No. Once again, learning is for the mind what food is for the body. So it has got to be always self-managed only. Right. Now, why are we learning? Especially when we look at children, students in the school and in the education system, they want to get in and start contributing to the society by which they can earn a living. So that cannot happen, or you cannot be known as an expert unless and until you gain an in-depth learning. So this is what is the full form of SMILE, or self-managed in-depth learning. So now let's look at what is SMILE. A SMILE is a complete system of learning which has come out of my personal life experience, starting from my childhood to when I have been a principal in a college or dean in a school, and there I have taken and implemented this system. So all the pieces we started putting together, because I understood the learning is the responsibility of the child. So that is the purpose of the SMILE. The learner has to take the responsibility for learning. So then what is the responsibility of a teacher? The teacher takes the responsibility to ensure that the learning is proper and the learner has learned what is expected to be learned. So, and also the teacher now starts working towards bringing out the best in each learner. So this is the purpose or the benefits of this is the purpose of why Smile has started, and that is what we strive to achieve. We try to hit that goal. What are the benefits of Smile? That's another way of looking at Smile. To why, the question why has got both purpose and benefits. The benefits is that the learning will become individualized learning. So when I say that I'm sure as a parent, you want your child to get the best and to bring out the best. As a teacher, also you want the same. Whether you are a principal or you are a owner of an institution, for all of us, we exist because we want to provide education for the child, and that has to move to each child. So the learning in the system becomes individualized, right? So how can, let us say, even if in some schools they may say, there are about 40 children, or in some colleges there are up to 100 children in a classroom. So how to give individualized learning? That is how this whole system has got developed, and it is being done in real life, and it has produced amazing results. So that's what we are doing in this. Second one is, it will ensure that both children and teachers will continue to grow, forever growth in their knowledge, in their skills, in their reaching out, in their service, and what contributions they are making, because there is no limit to learning. What we know is so little, what we don't know is so much. What we can do today is certainly should be less than what we can do tomorrow, because we are going to continuously keep growing and adding to our knowledge and our skills. And that's what the Smile ensures. And once the student goes through this system, becoming a lifelong learner will not be no more a cliche or a nice sounding thing to say about it. It becomes a part and parcel of their life. So then, this journey of taking up the responsibility and ensuring that learning, the whole journey becomes extremely joyful, because it is directed by the student under the guidance of the teacher. The teacher takes a lot more important role under the Smile system than before, because they need to ensure and make things happen. And for them also, it will be very, very joyful journey, and implementing the system has produced amazing results. Even at the college level, I was able to get a good number of students maintain 100% attendance to be in the class, right? And in the internal tests that we used to conduct, a lot of students had started scoring 100% marks in those intermittent tests that we conduct. Because that's one way for a teacher to know whether whether a student has understood, has not understood properly, right? So this is where, and then we implemented it in the K-12 school, in a K-12 school as well. There also similar results. Their attendance was not that much of a problem, but children understanding what is happening and how to take it to the application level and how to remember it, and even in the olden system. Now today NEP is coming and they're changing the whole thing, which is excellent for it. So this is completely aligned with outcome focused learning, and that's what NEP is also talking about. And this system is already in alignment. In fact, all the things that I used to say, now NEP is approving it, according to me, or making it into the main part of it. So that's what excites me about the policy. And I have been working with the teachers and with the trainers, both in the corporate world and in the academic world, where I share all these the whole system, the whole tips, tools, and techniques. So that is the why part of the Smile. So let's also look at what is Smile? It's, yeah, that we have covered. What is Smile is a system. So we have looked at the why. So now the next question that we need to be going about it is, how can we put Smile in place, or how can we make use of it? So obviously we need to take one step at a time, because it's a complete system and we need to look at many nuances. Anything that when we need to start implementing in the real world, right, first and foremost, preparation is necessary. We need to bring in awareness. We need to then bring in inspire the people so that they want to do, because then they see the benefits of it and how it has helped me in my life, and how it has helped in many students' life and then many teachers' life. Okay, so that is for all of that. The first thing that needs to be done is the mindset, right? And mindset is one of the preparatory part. And apart from that, there is a lot of work that needs to be done before we launch it in any academic institution, be it a school or a college, right? Then the teachers as well as the students need to be equipped with many tools by which the student can take the responsibility for learning, and the teacher will learn how to ensure, how to guide, how to support, and how to make this whole part work seamlessly, joyfully, and growth can be seen in every single moment. Now, that's what is the goal. So for that, there are a lot of tools. Now, here, what I forgot to say in my introduction, I could say this one is that I say that I stand on the shoulders of many giants in the world, past and present. So because I stand on their shoulders, I can see further, and I take all the things from them, absorb it, use it in life when it proves to be relevant for today, and how to use it in today's system is what I share with. So it is contemporary methodology, contemporary technology, and contemporary uh, issues that are there in the world is that what we start taking about and addressing, and that's what all these tools about. So almost everything is, I have been blessed to learn either through books or through workshops and seminars or through my college and school or in my various training programs that I have attended and conducted, and my interactions with many eminent people, right? From them I have got a lot. But this packaging and making into a system, yes, I can take the credit for that alone. But almost everything, probably 98% of everything, is from some excellent thinker has thought about it and put it, some very efficient people who have implemented, I have been able to see. And when I started implementing the all of it, all those students, all those teachers who have been part of my team, I am blessed to have all of them, because it is all those practical experiences. In fact, one of my lecturers who was part of my team there wrote a case study on smile. He said, is it smiling all the way? And he our 2 years of journey, he made it into a simple case study, right? So that's so beautiful, is the part, and I'm blessed and I'm thankful for all of them who are making this happen. So now from the tools, then we go to the methods, because you take each tool and follow these methods one step at a time and move forward, right? All the methods and all the tools put together in a sequence becomes the system. And this system at the end of it will certainly produce results, because it is not about me. It is about everyone who is involved in the whole process, from whether it is the owners, whether it is the principals, whether it is the parents, or whether it is the students. Everybody becomes a one single team. To This is what it is. The goal is we give the best to each student, and we bring out the best in each student. So this system will synchronize with every other activity that the teachers and the schools are doing it, and we ensure that everything goes smoothly. So this is what smile is all about, and those are the benefits that we are looking at it and making things happen, right? So in case you want to know more, yes, please you can get in touch with the GETI, or you can send me a mail at innergeniusmail@gmail.com, or you can send me a WhatsApp message on 8147092023, and that's about it from my side right now. But what I am eager to know is if any of the questions are there, if anyone would like to ask me right now, I would be extremely happy to answer for that. So that's what is of it. So thank you very much. I once again thank mm, Smriti for being the host here, and GETI for organizing for it. Yeah. So,
Yeah, thank
Smriti,
you.
any questions either from you or from people, and if anything can be taken, let's take it up now.
So, Well, first of all, I would like to know, like from hotel management to this, what inspired you to actually change your field? I wouldn't say career, but field,
Right.
right from
It is a career. It's a career. It is a field, and it is there. Of course, see, I started in the operations. I was a chef, and I was a now, while we were there, I always supported the learning and development department as such, or the function itself in Taj. So the manager, one of the training managers came and asked, he said, "You support, but you're not doing enough." So that actually led to we conducting a week-long program focused on 7 habits of highly effective people, 1 minute manager, and presentation skills. It became such a huge success. It was internal program for the Taj group of hotel managers and future leaders only. And then there was a demand, and I had to do it a second time. When I did that, I realized that I love sharing. I've always been doing small programs throughout, right from my first year in the in my career with the Taj. So that is what made me shift my career. In fact, that's what took me to abroad as a learning and development manager for a Fortune 500 company. Coming back, I said, that's when I decided, no, let me move into the academic world and work there. So that is what has made me, and I enjoy the process of learning, and so that's why I became a teacher. So I keep learning on a daily basis, and that's what is the focus or the way that it has happened.
Okay, so there's a next question coming up
Hmm.
that when you talk about like preparing teachers or preparing educationists for the education policy or for bringing out the best in students, so is it like how do you do it? Is that are you giving skills to the teacher or
Okay.
is it that you are actually explaining to them what are the factors within it? So how do
Sure.
you go about it?
Lovely. So see, this is a combination. It is the it's a combination of the first and foremost. We need to be aware that's the again the knowledge of it. Yes, knowledge portion is there, which can be shared and told. They can read, they can watch a video, they can get it. But using the tools, which is actually skills, needs to be demonstrated and needs to be practiced in a safe environment before they do it, part of it. So that component, so knowledge component is there and skill component is there, but most important is on the way that we think, the way we perceive, the way we look at it. Some call it attitude, I call it as perceptions, I call the what is the way of thinking. This is the most important. So that is what we begin with, and that is at the background. It will continue forever, right? Because new things keep coming, the new ideas has to come. What worked yesterday will not work today, or we should not, because something new has come which is much better. So why stick to the old one? Never throw the baby with the bathwater. Pick the best, never leave the roots, never leave the principles, because the whole thing that we talk about are principles. Like for now, we have heard saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. Right? Some wisecrack said, if you put salt on horse's tongue, it will become thirsty. I said, okay, fine. I can also do it once. But if you are a teacher, do you want to keep on, pushing children to learn, or do you want to inspire them? Right? Now, the minute you inspire and they are interested in learning something, who can stop them? Right? Even you cannot stop. I cannot stop. Nobody can stop, because today knowledge is easily available, right? So the era where the teacher had to transmit knowledge is over, right? And Google knows better than you, me, and everybody else put together, right? Because it's the whole world that is giving it. The knowledge is not a challenge. The skills, yes, and especially practicing, getting the guidance, that part we continue to do, and we need to develop our perceptions and our zeal to be the best on a single everyday basis is very important. So this is what we give. So if you see, in our ancient wisdom, it says, Yatha Raja Tatha Praja. Unless and until the person who is at the top does not change, the people will not change. The top changes, everything happens. So, do we need to start top down approach? Yes, in the management parlance, top down approach is a must. Is it sufficient? No. There is a necessity to do bottom up. The grassroots level also we need to take. So, bottom up approach is also important. We have combined both these in this. So it is something that is flexible. That's something that is, is embracing. It is not in competition with anything. We are embracing, we are welcoming, and we continuously grow. That's the goal. And whatever does it, we embrace. Okay,
So
that's
is
what
there
we do.
for something for students also to help them discover their innate potentials, or it's just meant for educators?
It's meant for students also. Okay. In order to give, see, some of the tools that we give to the teachers, they need to in turn pass it on to the students, right? But
Okay.
please remember, as I said, I started as a visiting professor. I had nobody, right? So I worked with the students directly, but that is at the college level. Now, at the school level, see, this is the minimum that is required. From up to this, I don't talk about this, which is early childhood care and education. No, I'm not talking about that. The
Mhm.
numeracy and literacy, the foundational numeracy and literacy should be met for us to use the smile system. But even the teachers in ECC, they can go through some parts of or the whole system of smile, so they can see how to adopt it for the ECC, right? But once an individual knows how to read and write in any one language, right, be it English or any language, right, and they know how to count, okay, basic arithmetic and basic geometry. If these two things that they have done, they know what's a square and what is a rectangle and what is a triangle and what is a circle. If they know this much, it is enough. We can then take them through with the smile system. We can give them certain tools, but there are also tools exclusively for teachers, right? So there are things for students, there are things for teachers, and then everyone else supports the teacher, whether it is the principal or whether it is the school management or the society in general, will all become the supporting factors for the teacher and to the student. Let me just ask a simple question. Let us say in a particular school, a child shows excellence in, let me take the cheapest game, okay, which is chess. You can buy a chessboard for 100 rupees or less, and you can start teaching the basic moves. But if the child picks it up and has a potential to become a grandmaster or a world champion, how many parents can afford to take the child to tournaments and make things happen? Even the school may not be able to. Then we can bring the whole society to support. Now, if you take it to the tennis or cricket, which is an expensive sport, and if someone shows a talent, and unfortunately, if they do not have the financial, no, every one of us should support, because our children can become Nobel laureates, can become eminent scientists, can become entrepreneurs who establish worldwide businesses, can become whatever is their best inside of them. We need to bring it out. And that is the goal. Once you start implementing it, it may take 20, 30 years, and I don't know whether we are alive or not, doesn't really matter. But when it happens, right, that is what is the goal with which we are moving. And so that is the commitment that I am giving. So we give 100% for it, and every child needs to get it, right? So is there a role parents have to play? 100%. Is there a role the principal, headmaster, or the leadership team in the day-to-day affairs of an education institution put for? Yes, they have got a role to play. The owners or the management, they have a role to play, right? To me, now our government has played its role by giving the policy, right? Just take the policy and implement the spirit of it, right? We are going to become once again what we call in those era, Takshashila, Nalanda, and various other universities. The whole world used to come to India for learning. We will become once again that, provided we follow this and implement this in spirit, right? Implementation is not going to be easy. I know the difficulties that we have faced, and I know the brickbats that I have received. But after later on, I received more bouquets, and I only cherish the bouquets. The brickbats, let it be, because that actually strengthened the system. Because we said, okay, when they are saying something, what is the meaning of it? And we went and we strengthened it. So today, even that is what I consider as like they say, stepping. Failure is a stepping stone for success. So we converted every criticism into a stepping stone, and we stood on top of it, and we grew bigger. Now that's where we stand, and we are eager to collaborate, cooperate, work with people, and ensure that we achieve the goal that the purpose that we are talking about. Yeah. So that's what it is from my side.
Thank you so much, Mr. Reddy. And hopefully, in the near future, once again, you'll meet together again and discuss a little further in depth into what you have just explained to us today. So, thank you once again for joining us and have a lovely evening. And here also, my audience, please stay tuned in for another session coming up soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shilpi. It's been wonderful, being with you. And please convey my regards to the whole
Sure.
team and the team and the leadership as well. Yeah, thank you very much.